a gerund is a verb, and at the end of this verb, we have ing. An infinitive is a verb, and the verb does not change. It's the base form of the verb. Sometimes we say to before the infinitive, like to go. And a gerund is going. Right? Okay, we remember this. So there are some rules about when we should use these kinds of words, gerunds and infinitives. We talked about it a few lessons ago, maybe 2 or 3 lessons ago. And let's see if we can remember these rules. So we can use a gerund after prepositions. Prepositions are words like in, on, at, over, under, about, from, these kinds of words. We use gerunds after prepositions. We use gerunds as the subject of the sentence or as a noun. When we want to use this action, this verb, as a noun, as a thing, then we use a gerund. Like swimming is good for your body. Swimming is good. Swimming, it's an action, and it's a verb, but we're using it here as a noun, as a thing, right? And then we also have some special verbs that we have to remember, that after some special verbs, we must use a gerund. There's a list, and we just have to remember them. There's not a better rule, unfortunately. And then when we talk about infinitives with to, right, we have some rules there. We should use the infinitive with to after adjectives. Adjectives like black, white, happy, sad, big, small. We should use the infinitive with to. Like, it's nice to meet you. Nice is an adjective. We should also use infinitive with to say why we do something. Why? Why is everyone here in this meeting today, in this call today? To study English, to practice English. This is why, right? This is the reason. We also have some special verbs, and after these special verbs, we use infinitive with to, and we have to remember them. Again, there's not a good rule. There's just a list of verbs. We also have a category which is infinitive without to, right? And we use the infinitive without to, like we had infinitive with to, which is to go. We have gerund, which is going. And then we have infinitive without to, which is just go. We use this form after the verb let, like let's go, not let's to go, right? We use this form after the verb make. My mom makes me do my homework. Makes me do. Not makes me to do. She makes me do my homework. She lets me do my homework. She makes me do my homework. Also, we don't use to after modal verbs like will, would, could, might, may, should. After these verbs, they're called modal verbs. We don't use we don't use the word to. We just use the infinitive. So those are the rules. We talked about it for a whole lesson, right? We already did that. Let's practice those rules today, though. I see Gigi has also joined us. Hi. And excellent. So we have people all over the world with us. I'm going to write a verb on the board, and I'm going to say a sentence. And you need to change the verb to the right form. Should we use infinitive with to? Should we use gerund? Should we use infinitive without to? Okay, so the first example is the verb listen. Right, so we have infinitive with to is to listen, gerund is listening, and infinitive without to is just listen. Right? Okay, I'm going to say a sentence, but I'm not going to say listen. You need to change the word listen. Here's the sentence. I am good at two people.